Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down.
Welcome to our house. Welcome back to the Stockwell Roche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell, 3 Max Results.
Ben Nelson with Farmers. Sorry.
Ben Nelson.
Ben Nelson with Farmers Insurance.
Can't say I'm 100% familiar with that song, but I kind of like it. Thanks, Chris. Josh Roche is out today.
It's a good one.
We already covered that and talked about that. But hey, Josh, we're giving you a shout out right now. And thanks, Ben Nelson, for stepping up and taking your hot seat right there. We're talking about design and flooring and what's best in your home with Matt Hild here with Floor Source and Design. And we have Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage. We went over a couple things in the last segment about the demand here in the Twin Cities with jobs and the shortage we're going to have. So we're going to have more people coming in, probably workforce people, younger people that are looking to start their career in their careers. And they're going to need housing. That's why the rentals are crazy right now. They're building them all over. You probably look around your neighborhood or look around where you live or when you're driving to work. You see towers, you see cranes, you see stuff going up. Those are either rentals or multifamily for seniors. But 5 reasons that you should buy a home right now. So if you are a renter, if you know a renter, if your grandkid is still renting and he's 33, tell him to buy a house. Because here's the top 5 reasons. Interest rates are low. We know that. They're really good. Right, Jason? Do you concur?
Absolutely.
What kind of rates are people getting right now?
3s.
In the 3s,
Wow.
so you have a 3-point something in your rate, which is absolutely phenomenal. Jobs are up, right? Unemployment in the Twin Cities has been the best it's been in a long time. It's always been good for our unemployment rate, but we're so fortunate, we talk about it all the time, to have the job.
Was that
jobs
number
that we
2, the
have.
jobs?
Yeah, there's no specific order on these. But,
Oh, no, I was just wondering. I didn't know if you were just going on with the list or if we were talking
That's
about...
jobs are up is number 2, yes. And then home prices are rising, so they're continuing to go up. So it's a good thing if you're a buyer, a good thing if you're a seller. It's kind of a win-win. No one knows the future, so we hope that they stay going that way, in that direction. Maybe not at a super fast clip, but at a moderate, safe clip. Fuel costs are down. Hello, has anybody filled up their gas tank?
It's nice.
What do you guys
isn't
think
it?
of that, huh?
When you drive a Suburban, it's nice.
It's great, isn't it? I saw 130. What did I see? Somewhere
I saw 139 last week.
I got it for 135 a few days ago.
125 at Sam's Club.
125.
Yep.
I think I was like in high school when I remember that, or college even when it was 125. That is.
I filled my
absolutely
car up
awesome.
the other day, and I don't know how big of a gallon or tank it has, but I filled it up, and it was all the way down on E. My final bill was like $21.
That's unbelievable.
My truck was $200 to fill up a year ago. I mean, now I'm 50, 60. It's just awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is cool. So that's great for a lot of us. We do send our condolences, or if you don't want to call it condolences or whatever it is, but for oil field workers or people in the oil job market, because they're getting hammered right now and laid off, and there's a lot of issues with that. But it benefits the consumers like us all the time, and it's unfortunate that it does do some damage in that industry. So hopefully there can be a good balance, right? There's got to be a balance where it can be a win for the workers, but also a win for consumers, instead of massive prices and we're getting pinched as consumers, or and they're working like crazy, and now super low prices and they're out of a job. But
Kind of like the housing market is a good balance right now. It's good for buyers, it's good for sellers. Hopefully that can happen with our fuels.
yes, that would be. But I believe there's an outside entity in many things. On oil, it's OPEC, so they're definitely involved in that. Fuel costs are down, so we're grateful for that. Natural gas, super low, so your heating bills are super low right now, too, on top of a mild winter, so it's making people have some extra cash in their pockets. And then technology makes it easy. So as far as searching and finding a home, it's very simple to go online now and search anything you want. However, one little caveat to that is, when you go online and you're searching for a home, not all of the homes that are for sale are online. We talked about it in the first segment, how many homes are selling now. We're selling homes where we meet with the client and say, hey, we'll just send this out to people. But you're not ready yet, but we'll put it out to some people, put the feelers out there to agents or to certain buyers to see if anybody's interested. selling, gone. They don't even get on the MLS. They're sold before that. So that's where for all you do-it-yourselfers, it's good to still consult with an agent on that. But
Was that all 5 of them?
yes, I believe so.
I got a 6.
What is
you
it?
concur.
Okay.
Because it was on my market update, actually. I couldn't believe this, but it looks like statistically, if you rent, you're paying the number I had $112 more on average for insurance, car insurance, than if you own a home because of discounts.
Yeah, big discount for auto home is bigger with farmers at least. I don't know about other companies. But again, your rates tend to be a little bit cheaper because people that buy homes tend to have better credit, a little better risk for the company to take on. So auto insurance rates, because of that.
So they're paying $100 and some more a month extra in auto
insurance
than they would be paying if they owned a home.
Correct.
Wow, that's cool. Well, and on top of that, the cost of the sheer rent cost
Yes.
is many times greater than the mortgage cost, right?
Absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
throw in the tax advantages. It is a smart thing to buy if you can, bottom line. Overall cost and what it and the money is going to you and the savings. And
you get to build something
It's just
in it,
one
too.
thing after another. So
Yep. So if that hasn't convinced you, then give me a call, and then we'll go
Quick
one-on-one.
question.
No, I'm
I
just kidding.
heard stated incomes are coming back. Is that true?
it is true. But stated income, well, I mean, I don't know where I want to go with this, but stated income was never, what many people thought it was, which is you just tell me how much you make. Oh, we're good to go. It was always intended. This is how much I make, tax transcripts, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have to get a verification of employment and 30 days of pay stubs and tax returns and W-2s. It's just here's what it is and then a quick verification that it is versus the full doc. But yes, those programs are being introduced back.
Wait a
But
sec. Time out on that. So we're coming into recovery. We're in recovery. Housing market's coming back. Buyers are buying. And stated income has such a negative. When I hear the stated income,
Yes.
all I think of is the crazy
yes.
market, the crash, and the
Exactly.
cause of the crash. One of them, stated income. So it's coming back.
Making
How is it
very-
different this
I'm
time?
Making
when
it, I'm making it clear that stated that what you're thinking of is the no. It
I'm
stated
thinking of the days where they just said, "Hey, let me write down a number."
correct.
Okay, I make this much. Do I qualify for the house?
Because it wasn't regulated, so everybody could bypass.
So do you have
it.
to prove it now?
Yes,
you just-
with
okay.
less supporting documentation.
So why do they call it stated? Why don't they call it? It's because
Actual
stated just
income.
means it's stating your income. You still have documents supporting your income as of right now, right? As of before, you didn't have to provide documentation. You could just state your income and not prove it. Now you have to state it and prove it. Is that what you're saying?
You always were supposed to under that program.
You were
but it was-
supposed to, but it just
Right.
weren't following the guidelines.
That I hate the term stated income, and that's why I kind of cringed on it. But the reality is, there's loan programs out there where you don't have to provide everything, including a blood and urine sample, to prove that you've, But IRS tax transcripts is an example. The IRS is giving you the receipt of what you filed for taxes. So does that prove income or not?
yes,
It does, right?
To me,
But-
it would, right? Yeah,
Right, but recently we need that. We need a full written VOE from your employer in that one and that one. We need not just 3 pay stubs. We need 4. We need W-2s for the last 2 years, not just on
So
and
what if-
on and on.
What if
And
you're
so-
self-employed, like a 1099
Well,
guy?
we're getting into all different kinds of variables, but what I'm saying is there's programs that make providing less documentation possible, because when you start asking people to gather all of this stuff, they're like, what do you need that for? Like, I've given you everything.
yeah.
But what he's referring to is, I heard that there's like no income loans out there now. That's what people
That's not
saw
true,
the
though,
state.
right?
That's not true.
So this benefits real quick. This benefits people like myself who are realtors or other professions where you're an independent contractor, not getting a W-2, right? Where I could use this type of program.
It makes it's more of a convenience. You don't have to provide everything.
Oh, got it. Okay, so it can apply to anybody.
And the more complex your situation is, like there's borrowers out there that have multiple corporations, LLCs. 1099s, W-2s. They pay themselves a W-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're providing all of it, right? Well, that's a nightmare. It can be
Yeah.
a nightmare for those types of, or I've got a client that has over 200 properties. Well, instead of proving every single one and what he's getting rent on, those programs help that. But if you're just a basic, I get a W-2 and this is what I make.
Then you don't need to do it because you're just providing what you need anyway,
yeah, so
right?
it's just
Yeah.
it's a convenience.
Call Jason if you have further questions. What's your number, Jason?
612-419-4517.
Jason Light Envoy Mortgage, very reputable, honest, legitimate, and will get you through the underwriting process. Would highly recommend getting an opinion from him on your refinance or your purchase.
That was a
Chelsea.
controversial subject, by the way.
That was
Yeah.
yeah, it was actually. So I was not misleading you when I said we'd have controversial subjects. When we get back, I want to know, as I'm sure others do here, and Chelsea said it on break, we want to hear some stories from Matt. So if you want to hear some cool stories about some cool finds when we're doing flooring, when he's doing flooring for people, stay tuned. I'm Jason Stockwell with RE/MAX Results.
Ben Nelson with Farmers Insurance.